It's so hard to say goodbye to
Okay.
Mission Impossible. And Tom Cruise running and breaking his legs again. Sorry. Yeah, welcome back to So Media. Here reviewing the final Mission Impossible film after 8, not 1, but 8 films in this saga, and somewhat epic or anticlimactic conclusion that just seemed, well, in the words of Robin, I wasn't underwhelmed, I wasn't overwhelmed, I was just whelmed. Shout out to Young Justice, because I don't know how I felt about this being the last one, and after how this movie ended, I'm like, oh, so we're done. All right, we're done. We beat AI. We beat Chat GPT. We beat all the other people too. Siri and all of them. Oh, okay, we good? All right, cool. Peace. Yeah, like, come on. Like, before I get into it, let me give the synopsis of this film. Give me 1 second. This film was a lot. The film goes as follows. Ethan and IMF face the entity, a rogue AI capable of ending the world by seizing global mainframes. How far will Ethan go to stop it? How about 8 movies? That's how far he goes. Until he breaks his leg again. And that's how far you go. He can't run no more. Because the dude about is in his 60s and stuff, and jumping off of planes and stuff. The only thing he hasn't jumped on is damn spaceship. He hasn't done this stuff in space. Other than that, he's done everything.
Stop. Don't give him ideas. Don't give him ideas.
I know, give him ideas, but he's in his 60s. Don't have much time left. You know what I mean? But yeah, just how far can he run? Yeah, what was your thoughts on Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning?
So, as a big Mission Impossible fan, I will say that this is definitely one of the big summer ones that I was looking forward to. And I will not say that I was disappointed, though I will say that there are parts of it that I have some questions about. Again, the film is basically continuing from where the last one, Dead Reckoning, left off, where they're looking for the entity. Ethan's trying his best to stop it. If he doesn't, it's going to be literal global warfare. World War III will start, all that shit, if they don't stop this AI monstrosity. As well as facing off against Gabriel once again from the last film. Someone that's been haunting Ethan's past since before the first movie, apparently. But yeah, no, again, there was a lot of good within this. No one could say that it isn't shot beautifully well, that the stunts aren't great, like especially that plane, that plane battle between him and Gabriel, that final battle.
Great.
The freaking intensity of, can we actually capture the entity in time, or are we literally going to see nukes go off? How long is it going to take before President Angela Bassett has to cause warfare on other nations? It's a ticking clock, and it definitely feels it, especially with, and I mean, hell, like the film's been out for a while, but Luthen, he is the only character we do sadly lose within this film.
Yeah. Ving
Rhames.
I would say that was very. That was the only emotional moment I actually had out of this entire film. Was the fact that no, this is it. This is it for him, and the way he went out, doing what he was trained to do, disarming a bomb and everything like that. And you think there's some way of him getting out of it. It's like no, accept this. And I thought Luther did a really good. Again, Ving Rhames and Tom Cruise really the glue that kind of kept this franchise, even when he came back, when he was away for about a film or two, and with Ving Rhames, but then he brought Luther back, and and then since then we've just been going full throttle with him. But I thought that was unfortunate, but again, I thought they have some weight of stakes. If you're not going to kill Ethan Hunt, you better kill somebody in this movie. Damn it,
they killed Luther. They almost made us think they were gonna kill
Simon Pegg's character.
They almost made us think that, but they were like, nope, just one death today. We're not gonna traumatize y'all.
Right. And now one thing I did appreciate in terms of how they're structuring this film, this is being Final Reckoning, and you're being reminded of everything from the first film. And everything from Mission Impossible 3, or being connected into this, and then other things. Like you also had Dead Reckoning, and then other things, even from the first Mission Impossible, people being related to certain other characters. And
or a certain character that we saw for like a split second in the first film coming back in a major way in this
from
film.
the most iconic scene of any of the Mission Impossible films, like that one scene that solidified this franchise. He was there, and you brought him back for this film. And I also thought he was a great addition to this. Even the fact that he had a wife and he was still, still giving, doing intelligence work and stuff like that. I thought that was really good. Hayley Atwell, again, her, we've gone through many different love interests through Mission Impossible stuff. And I'm going to keep a buck with you. She's not my favorite, not because it's Hayley Atwell. It's just the writing of that character. It's just like, okay, you're here, and now I guess we're in love. To me, it's like you killed one potential love interest from the last movie. That Lily could have been. Oh yeah, if that was the final. That was Endgame. I'll be okay. But no. You gotta go kill my girl Rebecca Ferguson because she had to go to damn Arrakis, and she can't be at two places at the same time. So
But I got us.
But I mean, I was disappointed with what just with that relationship. It just seemed very forced, to be honest with you. Even the two movies you have, Dead Reckoning and Final Reckoning, for that. But I want to talk about the actual threat, the entity. Again, having this sense of warfare and them trying to go back to like World War III, or taking over the internet and all of it, and all these nuclear weapons. You would think, again, we have more bigger stakes in this, but it really puts Angela Bassett's character in a position where she has to trust Ethan one last time. And Ethan Hunt is basically embodying in something like, okay, I had to come to terms of this entity, and beating Gabriel and stuff, right? And you're thinking that he's gonna be the final threat of this entire franchise. And is he my favorite Mission Impossible villain? No, but I did enjoy him. I think he's like my third probably villain. Definitely top three, I will say. But yeah,
that death though.
In the most, like, while I was watching that and I'm following the camera work, first of all, well choreographed scene with the plane, but then just like you get to the head, and the fin of the plane and the airplane, and you just like pop, and then you just stood there for 2 seconds and just slid right off. I was like, oh wow. Right. He was hard-headed, not.
Only one of us has a parachute.
Only one of us is hard-headed. But no, I thought that was hilarious. But again, that whole scene of him going into the plane, having the switch and everything in hand, and have to jump from one plane to another. All of that, again, is Tom Cruise has solidified him being an actor that is doing his own stunts and stuff like that. And this is one of the few last films I think we've seen in this current generation of the movie star. You went to go see the Tom Cruise movie, you went to go see the Will Smith movie, the Stallone movie, the Schwarzenegger movie, right? Not just going to see the franchise movie. I thought that was very interesting that again, that he's able to take this franchise into 8 films, and not in a Fast and Furious type of way where I'm like, okay, I think we should be done with this now, right? And getting ridiculousness, to another level.
He stopped it before they jumped the shark.
Right, literally. So they know when to end. Like, hey guys, we ended on our terms. We're not, you're not gonna cut the budget of my last movie. We're gonna end this, and that's it on our terms. But aside from that, what I felt to me was the biggest issue was that much of we were closing all these loose ends in this movie from the previous films, just to give some sense of nostalgia. It's like, it just felt like, in terms of the actual conflict, was kind of anticlimactic. Just like, oh, okay, and now you have this entity at your disposal. What, you're gonna use it for good? Now I got Chat GPT for free and for life, and now I'm able to pass my exams and my certifications. I don't know.
That's like I get the whole like, oh, mission done. Here you go. Yeah, you hold on to it. We'll all go our separate ways. Will we ever be agents again? Who knows? We're never telling that story, or will we? No, we're not. But still, it's like, what are you gonna do with that? It's like, are you gonna bury it? Are you going to secure it and make sure no one could ever find it again? Are you gonna use it? It's one of the questions that have been left unanswered that makes me scratch my head. And it's like, is it really over? Like, maybe for Tom Cruise, but it's like, is it really over?
Right. That's it. And then everybody, just getting their last send off, just looking at each other in a public crowd, like business as usual. Dun 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 dun. All right, I'm out. Credits.
Yeah. Like literally, just stare down in what I think was maybe Paris. I could be wrong. I just wonder if there was anyone in that crowd that was just like, the fuck.
Well, yeah, what's going on here?
Like, what the fuck is that?
But as I'm saying, do I think this is a horrible finale, like a Game of Thrones season finale? No. But again, I just felt whelmed in terms of this conclusion, but you have a star-studded cast: Tom Cruise, Hayley Atwell, Klementieff. I thought she also did a really good job to progressing her role as Paris from Dead Reckoning to Final Reckoning. I thought she did a really good job there. Also got Hammond Pegg and also other characters too that I felt had their time to do their part and give their lines. And of course Angela Bassett, the queen herself, again, her being in that authoritative figure for countless Mission Impossible movies and never leaving no crumbs left on the table. It's just like she done her job, and I felt that really embodied and had a very good chemistry of Ethan Hunt. And when it was time where like she had asked Ethan, or Ethan is asking her to trust him, is that you have that sense of emotional weight building off for several movies to be like, okay, I am going to do you a favor, even when I didn't trust you, and even sometimes I stabbed you in the back, whatever. I just gotta do my job, whatever. She still was able to make the right decision at the end of the day. But and Ethan Hunt, again, he saved the day as always. So yeah, I thought not the best, not the worst, but just okay cinematic finale. But that concludes our review. Make sure you subscribe button, comment, like, and share. Let us know your thoughts on Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. And let us know in the comment section what is your favorite Mission Impossible film out of the 8. All right, guys. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.